Good day everyone, my name is John Brian Piutakan and today we are discussing about the multi-store memory model. Before we proceed to our topic, let me ask you some questions. What is your most memorable experiences that you will be never forgotten? Have you ever wondered why we are forgetting something information recently or something information that will be never forgotten from the past? Stay tuned this video to know how memory works and describes. Before we proceed to our topic, let me allow you to give you our objectives. At the end of the lesson, the learners are able to: Number 1. Identify the three types of stored memory. Number 2. Understand the functions of memory model. Before we proceed to our topic, let me give you some activities. This is called the jumbled word activities, and kindly pause the video in order to answer this kind of activities. Our lesson is all about multi-store memory model. So what is multi-store memory model? The multi-store model of memory, also known as the modal model, was proposed by Richard Atkinson and Richard Shiffrin on 1968. And its structural model, they proposed that memory consists of three stores, including a sensory register, short-term memory, and long-term memory. As we can see in here, the multi-store memory model is the explanation proposed by Atkinson and Shiffrin, which assumes that there have three unitary separate memory stores and information is transferred between these stores in a linear sequence. For instance, in the linear sequence, sensory register is coming from the all information by attention, proceeding it to the short-term memory, and then proceeding it to the long-term memory. For more information, let's discuss it one by one. In addition, in each store have three features including coding, capacity, and duration. Coding, it is the information types or formats that the brain use store memory has. Capacity, it is how much information can be held. Duration, it means how long information can be held by a store.
Hi, good day. I'm Rico Coronado and we're going to sensory memory. Sensory memory or information coming from the senses is detected and recorded automatically. All information found in the short-term or long-term stores were initially gathered by the sensory register. Information is passed by the short-term memory by paying attention. Basically, attention is a sense of information that what we gathered by our senses. For example, if my mother cooked a delicious snack called champurrado, I really remember that delicious smell and sweet taste of champurrado. It proceeds to a short-term store or memory that remarks of how champurrado my mother cook was. Here we are at coding. Basically, it is our sense that are see, hear, feel, smell, and touch. Basically, in the modality specific, our hear is called echoic, our see is called iconic, our feel is called nociceptive, our smell is called olfactory, and touch is called haptic. Here we are at capacity, almost unlimited. Basically, the capacity of the sensor store is very large. It has contained all the sense impression for all the senses on the moment. However, only what is paid attention to is passed to the short-term memory. Here we are at duration 0.3 to 10 seconds. The duration of the sensory stores is very short, as low as 250 milliseconds, as so much information is held it cannot be retained for a very long. However, each store has a different duration.
Good day everyone, I am Dominic Ebelever and This time we will talk about short-term memory. Short-term memory receives information from the sensory memory by paying attention.
Short-term memory is the capacity to recall a small amount of information from a recent time period. For example, many people remember phone numbers by repeating them over and over in their heads until they can write them or dial them. By continually repeating the numbers, you are rehearsing, which extends the length of time that you can recall the numbers.
Short-term memory processes information to long-term memory through rehearsal. This is either maintenance rehearsal or repeating the information, or elaborative rehearsal or linking to information already in long-term memory.
Hi guys, my name is Renier San, and let's talk about the two types of rehearsal. The two types of rehearsal is maintenance rehearsal and elaborative rehearsal. When we say maintenance rehearsal, it involves continually repeating information in your head or out loud to make sure that the information is not lost. So basically, it means that we are repeatedly memorize the information in order that this information will be not forgotten in a short period of time. However, this is not effective to encoding information for a long-term memory of a long period of time. Maybe weeks later, it will be forgotten. For example, like when we buy something in the market, we listed all the product that we need and memorizing it over and over again so that we are able to remember this old product in case we lost the listed paper that we are using for. So that's it. When we say elaborative rehearsal, it is what require for information to become encoded into a long-term elaborative rehearsal. So basically, it means repeating information and studying information for a long period of time. This means it will have a great contribution to provide a stronger connection that this information will lead to a long-term memory. So we can use mnemonic devices such as acronyms, abbreviation to strongly remember the information. For example, the Davao de Oro State College uses the abbreviation as DDOSC. Instead memorizing the whole words of Davao de Oro State College, we can use abbreviation of DDOSC. Through this, we can remember in that way. Basically, elaborative rehearsal is a way to memorize for a long period of time, and this have contribution to a long-term memory.
It is possible that the information from long-term memory pass back to short-term memory is called retrieval. If the information of a short-term memory can pass by long-term memory, it will be lost, maybe due to displacement. When we say displacement, the new information will added and the old information will be forgotten due to small capacity. Next is decay. It will be lost because of the information not rehearsed. Coding. The information in short-term memory is stored acoustically. Basically, it means if we are remembering something, we are repeated it over and over again in our head with an inner voice. Capacity. It suggested this is small, approximately 7 items or minus 2 items or 5 to 9, and this can be improved by chunking, making small set or group of items. This is reduce the number of items overall. Duration. The duration of a short-term memory approximately 18 to 30 seconds. However, duration of information can be extended by verbal rehearsal or rehearsal loop.
Long-term memory. When we say long-term memory, it is the information stored may last permanently, and long-term memory may be unlimited in the amount of information it can contain. Information comes into long-term memory from short-term memory via rehearsal, and in order to use information in long-term memory, it needs to be passed back to short-term memory via retrieval. Basically, as it said earlier, that there have two kinds of rehearsal, including maintenance rehearsal and elaborative rehearsal. Elaborative rehearsal is a major contribution to provide a transferring information into long-term memory. In long-term memory, we can say that we are able to know of all the matters, of all the events that we uphold in the past. There have a called retrieval where displacement and decay occurs. For example, in long-term memory is your birthday, childhood birthday, your first kiss, or even your unforgettable moments that you as yourself know about it. Coding. Information in long-term memory is stored semantically. Basically, it means meaningful connections to understanding and conceptual facts about the world. Capacity. It is unlimited due to the fact that no limit has been found to the amount of information that can be stored in long-term memory. Information can be lost, but this doesn't seem to be because it is out of room. The information may still be in long-term memory but not as accessible. Basically, it means that the long-term memory capacity is a permanent storehouse of information. That is why it is unlimited. Duration. It is unlimited or lifetime. It is potentially unlimited as recall of childhood events in normal, even for the oldest people. For example of the situation is that we are talking to our grandfather about the life in the past, and he responded that the story from the past was really hard. He was remembering the events or his experiences from the past that remarks to himself and his experiences, and he will never forget about it due to long-term memory. That's it, and thank you for watching.